Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Le Mans. Well, first let's hope the track is gonna load, because supposedly we have 62 people in the server today, as they are testing big server loads. And I sincerely hope it's all gonna survive and I will be able to finish the race without any issues. Unlike yesterday. Cars are loading, UI is loading. Hello, Pete. Yes, track limits are very, very strict, and they're actually broken, and they will have to be fixed. But we will be basically looking at the white line most of the time. Hi, Joao. Kind of. Well, I mean, I learned many things yesterday still. Let's take a bit less fuel and go for a short run. Maybe adjust the seat position. Like this, let's say. Hi Pedro, hi Tim, welcome. Why did my other PC suddenly wake up? Uh-oh. One moment. Okay. And before I forget, let me join Michi so he will not be alone in the chat. Hello. There we go. First issue. Hopefully the only issue. But yeah, apologies in advance if this event goes way too crazy with bugs or crashes, but I hope I safely managed to make it into the race without further disconnections. Mitchum might be AFK. Well, understandably so. Hopefully he's successfully loaded into the server. Why is my other PC waking up? Okay. Yeah, they are using the event to test big server loads, which is fair enough. But we will see how it turns out. Meanwhile, I have removed the silly border around...
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Ah, hello.
Are you in the server?
I am.
I got instantly booted.
Yeah, I'm grabbing coffee still. And I think I need to change graphic settings perhaps. Because 62 cars is mental.
Well, I have 12 visible.
Yeah, that's a good call. Let's see. I have 15 visible. Unlucky.
Oof.
So what are we gonna do?
Qualify as good as possible. We have a couple of fast guys in there.
Yeah, it could be a good standard run, I think.
Yep.
How did you like the new track limits yet?
It's... I don't know, like, there are not good track... There are not any new track limits, it's just complete mess and complete brokenness, and it's gonna require actual new track limits.
I think at some point they're a bit too strict.
Not too strict, they are completely broken.
Like, the only bad track limit I got was Mulsanne 1 and Mulsanne 2. There I have issues. Anything else is, I think, the white line.
Yeah, but the white line is wrong in some places. Like exit of last corner, they are never enforcing that white line in real life. And it makes no sense. It's like 10 centimeters extra to the gravel and that's it. So why enforce anything there?
I don't know. have to
Anyway.
say. Yeah, so
I love to cry about track limits, so
it's fine, it's fine. I'm not even sure whether I should qualify in the medium and do multiple laps or just take the soft and single lap shot it.
that's a good question. Well, there is a lot of time.
Yeah, to see what others are doing, absolutely.
Oh well, thank you for the sub, Real Mario. I have finally managed to get that item working which shows me who has subbed. Yay. But why did the sound not come through? Anyway, I hope it works on the stream. Oh, this Peugeot is kind of loud. Is my... I have Windows sounds way too loud. I couldn't hear myself talking. Yeah, that's a bit better. Anyway, good evening Marvin. Hey Charles. Welcome Victor, Luca. Yeah. Thank you for the sub, Savas Unal. I have had smoother racing experience in the past, but well, I do have 150 FPS. But, well, that's on me for turning off G-Sync because of the overlay. Speaking of overlay on this tiny pedal stuff, it's really nice. And I have added a little bit of stuff in the dash. So that's nice. Speaking further of the overlay, I don't know why the standings on the right side here is not showing me. And I'm not able to scroll through there, but... well... I think it should work in the race. The second gear. And here we really need to be careful not to take any green stuff to avoid any cuts. Yes, Hani, well, thank you for the feedback. I'm struggling a little bit with it. I've turned it on yesterday and I thought it's gonna work, but yeah, apparently there are issues. In the day, text is hard to read, in the night, the names are hard to read. But it's Sunday and the people that normally help me are not responding, so I thought, well, I could just... that's a cut already, anyway. I thought I could just hide the chat. But I thought then maybe let's just keep the chat and remove the border. And I will fix it for the next time. And so on. Ah, no, now it's showing me. I don't know what's that about. Yeah, the new track limits are super annoying. Yeah, I guess, like Michi said, the biggest issue is the Mulsanne chicanes here, because the white line is not at the curb. Like, the white line is like 1 meter or even more from the curb, so like, that's not a track limit, that's just like painted line, then just makes it super annoying. But I think they will look into it and at some point fix it. Hi Jim. What monster have we unleashed? Well, you guys wanted me to try Tiny Pedal. He was parking it before the apex. And well, I was being bothered by my face camera before. It was like pointing away from the screen and stuff. And it was like too wide. It fits better now. Also, I'm still yet to add the music to the before and after stream, and maybe during the stream at some points when I'm not driving. Thank you, Matteo, for the sub. Welcome. And now we are going straight out. and getting stuck in a queue instantly.
So I will take
Ow.
2 lap fuel for the opening
Damaged.
to allow myself a cut.
Yeah, maybe good idea.
And then hopefully not run into traffic, and after that it's probably free for all anyway.
Yeah, there will be so much traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
A 78 FPS. That's a bit stuttery. Both tires. Anyway. It's not a race yet. It's a bit naughty out of the garage there, but there is not any rule about staying in the queue, so, well, just went for it. Yeah, Daniela, I don't know about the chat. Yeah, I think kind of the same, because, well, if I was restreaming to Twitch, then it would be nice to have a combined chat. But I'm just streaming on YouTube, so the chat is there already. But I got told that it's kind of nice to have the chat also on the stream. I don't know. Maybe for watching through a phone it's easier, but yeah, I will optimize it slowly but surely. And yeah, Luca, indeed, like White Line is further away than it feels like. Like if you do like what I did now, I was probably already like very marginal on the white lines. Or the car is narrower than it feels, or like there is less of a car on the inside. I don't know. Issue is just that I've done thousands of laps at Le Mans in RF2, and the track limits were all the time consistent and the same, and it was all logical and as expected, and then suddenly it changes in LMU with some update, and it's so difficult to fix the muscle memory, or not even muscle memory, just like the instinct of where to put the track. Thank you, Mike. Time limit for me. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that setting, but it was set to like a couple of seconds, so I felt like the messages are just disappearing way too fast. But I will for sure listen to the suggestion, and yeah, maybe that's a very good idea to just have a couple of last messages popping out there and then hiding after a couple of seconds. Joao, you prefer the old facecam copy? Yeah, it's... I know what you mean. Like, I've thought of it. Both have their pluses and minuses. I may be a bit too big now on the screen. Like, a part of it is missing. Like, you see the face and then you see the hands, but it's easier to watch, like, if you see the whole process of arms moving. And here, let's have some clean track. And no cut on the exit, and let's go for a nice quali lap.
Let the track limits decide.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Very, very loose rear. But still inside the white lines. So that's nice. And somebody has just stolen purple S1 from me. Although I was way too safe, probably. Starts to be too much stuff on stream, yes. Yeah, I will look into it. just gently touch the curbs. Zero risk. Well, yeah, Daniela, exactly. Like the pole position lap, I think in the end, I remember the commentary. Wait, let me do this corner. The commentator said, like, commentated the pole lap. He was getting out of last corner and he went 4 wheels of the white line, and the commentary said, well, but will it get rejected, the lap, or like deleted for track limits? And then that was last thing we heard about it, because they are not enforcing the track limits there. Because they are enforced by the gravel. Ah, the bot attacks. Well, yeah, maybe. That's a fair point. Same track limits in GT7, interesting. I mean, the easiest thing to do is just to watch the white line and make it the track limit when you are doing a game. And then it's a bit more difficult to try to mimic what the real-life stewards are doing. Who is stealing all my purple sectors? Ah, it was a clean lap. 24.8. It's fair enough. And I can do one more on this fuel. A lot better grip, to be honest, now in the second lap. And I've been hiding the tire temps. 100 degrees already on front left, on the inside of the tire. Well, let's see if I can keep gaining the gap, the delta. Bit more risk with track limits. Yeah, I think Mitch is on mediums. Like, if the track is hot, then mediums and softs are kind of same fast. Well, the battery is drained, but I don't think that makes any difference. And hello, Yahya. It's a bit easier to read the chat at Le Mans anyway. We are getting a high in the in-game chat. Hello. Blue flag. Well, I hope he sees it. He does. That chicane was a bit bad. But it's an improvement. That was a nice lap. 2 purples. I'm surprised. Oh, I have 3 liters too much.
So soft tires are lasting, interesting.
Yeah, the second lap was quicker.
But it's intriguing, like, I would have been with a 0.6 if I didn't cut the shit.
It's just loading cars that joined later. Yes. Need to be positive sometimes. Not just on the COVID tests. Ooh. The Peugeot is fast.
Yeah, so 2 more laps for us, right?
Yeah, actually.
Can't wait for the traffic to screw us.
I'm happy in P1, so
Copy. The good news is that the gap you have on me is not gonna be carried over into the race.
Is Antonowski on the old Peugeot?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Imagine if it doesn't rain.
I got told that in some events it actually did not rain.
Yep, I got told the same.
Yeah, I think that freezing is always when you click drive, then the car liveries are loading of the cars that joined the server while you were on the track, which is a bit bad. But at least it doesn't crash on me. And yeah, 24-4, I got kind of surprised. I mean, it's not that crazy. It still feels like the Peugeot is really good here. Like really good. I compared the lap times with my Porsche when I attempted it last time, and I was kind of just about on pace. Yeah, almost did back of the grid to P2 because the quali was a cut and so on, but feels like the Peugeot is just a lot faster than the Porsche, or maybe my Porsche setup is nowhere and the Peugeot setup is good. We will see in the race. Well, about the freezing after pressing drive, I've had it since day one, and I got immediately told that it's because the cars are loading when you click drive instead of when you clicked escape, like it was in rFactor 2 days. So you guys saw both races without rain and with rain. Yeah, I think it just set to like 50 or 75%. Let's see which direction the roll dice the dice rolls today. .1 off real life. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Hi Idzu. We have a GT ahead. It will be hard to time it. Anyway, we are going. beautiful chicane. That was not that beautiful. I timed that GTE perfectly.
Yeah, I invalidated already.
How much I lose the delta over the white line, it's crazy. So much traffic ahead. Borderline OP, copy, copy. You mean the old one or the new one? Well, it's not really
And the
scrapping.
track limits are tighter with the soft.
Are they? I don't know. I can brake so much later with the Peugeot compared to the Porsche. With a lockup. It's really good on the brakes. The top speed is nice. You can hear the scrapping, but it's... I don't really think it's like... It's maybe scrapping, but it's not costing me pace. Yeah, the apex was somewhere. No. Track limit, and it's gonna invalidate next lap as well. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to accept the 24-4.
What happened?
Cut.
Ah.
Yeah, it's Simon or Simon for sure. With this track limit especially. Well, I'm half a second in the lead, so... And some very fast guys behind me. It's actually, wait. Can I do... Nice, my Windows search is not working. What is this? Let me quickly try adjusting the chat box. So... Messages that show for 30 seconds. Let's go. Should be good. Yeah, I've tested the top speed quite a bit, and I tried to make it as slow as possible while not losing anything. And I think I have the same top speed as if I had quite a lot higher ride heights. And yeah, about my, well, maybe the camera is slightly too high, and then like the drying, what's it, the clothes drying stuff is seen behind, so it's not utterly professional. I know. There is room for improvement. SimuQ2 Pro, don't use the last update. Do not use it. I've talked to Devin from the studio who uses it as well, and it's a stability concern. Like there is some driver problems that needs to be resolved. Wait, how? Watch. Hi Alex, P16 what? Ah, you are P16, yeah. Well, the traffic was quite... Well, I had quite a big luck with traffic, to be honest. I was able to improve without cutting in the end, but well, I did cut, so 57 people in the end. It's 2 splits. Amici is getting blocked
So
a
what are
bit.
we doing?
Well, I would love to start from P1 and see what happens. I mean, if it rains, like the strategy is gonna be very interesting, and if it rains, it can get all shaken around.
Yeah, true. I just think that you and me have a pace advantage over everyone by 6, 7, 10th.
I don't know. Maybe others just didn't do a good lap. Mine was quite nice.
I did the first lap on the soft, so I fucked them all up.
I just used the softs. Well, how is your vote going?
It says 57% normal race when strong field, but I don't consider this too strong of a field at this stage. I don't know.
What do you want from the field to make it strong? David and Alex?
For instance, I mean Timo is there. Blotto and Neil have been quick. We can also just start normal.
Do you know what's gonna happen with the strategy?
I don't know. We will know in the race. I guess 80% chance of rain.
80%. Where
It
do you see
says.
it? Ah, it says. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I made it to the session.
Same.
Now it says 0% wet. Ah, no, it's current conditions, right?
Yeah, it's
okay.
current condition now.
We have one poor guy, 2 guys already leaving the race. Hope we are not next to be kicked off.
So we just go normal race, huh?
Several people leaving the race.
Uh-oh.
5 guys are out. I would do normal.
Copy.
Okay. Yeah, I will start on mediums because it's 43 Celsius. And then see how the rain goes. Like the softs are just gonna die. I don't know, like I don't feel comfortable taking them. Jesper, but not a Ferrari. Oh yes. Well, you like some Peugeots, Jesper, right? Victor, why not full tank? I have full tank, no? I have full tank. Well, that's how much fuel I need for this virtual energy. What is the fuel ratio? Good luck, Alex. The fuel ratio is... So basically, I was just confused by the timer still being on 1 second, and well, I think I should be good. So, well, by the rules you have this virtual energy thing, and you can use just that many kilowatts or like kilojoules of energy from either battery or the fuel per stint. So with how strong the regen is,
Hamza Belhasan is doing a last to first too.
maybe he messed up the quali. I don't know.
That maybe as well, yeah. He had no time.
Yeah. So I cannot use more than 89 liters per stint. Like I would have to box because I just use up the available energy. So if I carried 95 liters, like if I carried on for another lap, I would get a penalty. So like 87, 88 is gonna be what I burn through the stint with the available energy. Hi Jose, thank you. And well, the Porsche is good, but it's, I don't know. This Peugeot seems to be quite nice for this track. And we are racing. Oh dear. Oh no. So where are now Michi and Timotei? I just about made the first chicane. Yeah, the start was again not great. I slept maybe a little bit, maybe a 10th of battery action, but the old Peugeot just gets such a superior launch because of low speed four-wheel drive. Yeah, where are Michi and the others?
Wanna hear something fun?
Yeah?
One GTE didn't really start, so we were sit on pit road now with a 30-second gap to you guys.
Wait, you started from
Antonovsky is
pits?
last. Yeah, I started from pits.
Ah. Antonovsky spun around, right?
He's 17th at least, yeah.
I don't know.
Enjoy your race.
Well, let's see, maybe I do a drive-through as well for the content, but I will see how it goes.
Yeah, just do what you wanna do.
I thought I didn't see the Michi's car on the left side. That's confusing. I mean, do you guys want me to do a drive-through? It's gonna be like 20-25 seconds loss. And then I can race Michi for the lead, maybe? it felt like I had sufficient pace in quali, so... But at the moment, P2, P3 are not really falling too far behind. 360 donut elsewhere. Yeah. I wanted to race Michi and Timotei. That was the main priority, and now they are far behind. And after one lap we have cleared the GTEs. So I will not be a danger. Yeah, we're doing it. Too late, Daniele. And I'm gonna get a cut for this. No, I'm not. I think it's like 20 seconds. 25. All the stuff that we do for the content. Oh, I have a bit of damage on the rear, like on the item. In the pit menu it's not visible. So let's see. 13th, 14th. Oh, this is the LMPs.
I had 5 near-death experiences already. Did you do drive-through?
Yes.
There you see how much we are already behind. Anyway, enjoy. It is a mental thing here.
Is Timotei behind you?
Need to check on the straight.
Unsafe. Yeah. Well.
He's been listed in 8th, now 7th.
Ah, so Timotei is already further through. Okay. Yeah, my timing is completely destroyed. I cannot see where people are. I need to fix this tiny pedal stuff. I don't quite understand it. What are these LMPs doing? Mustang. It's interesting. And he sees I'm besides, but he still keeps me squeezed off. Okay, well, anyway, I'm racing the hypercars, not the LMPs. Five more LMPs and then... So what did he do?
I don't know.
He keeps crashing people off or what?
The deposit is certainly out, so I guess someone has watched the replay.
Yeah, Cahill, it's like there were 57 people in the server in Split 1. I don't know how many are in Split 2. But the issue was as well that 5 people did not make it to the race. I think in the transition from quali to race, 5 people dropped the connection. And I hope they will be uploading their traces or submitting the bug splat so the devs can look into it. Because it would be quite nice to keep having 60 plus people servers. the chance to save a bit of fuel. Well, now I actually have to drive fast for 2 hours and a half. Tough life. So maybe some strategy talk. So the race could become wet after. So like the third setting, which is like from 25 to 50% ish of race distance, could be wet. It's 80% chance, and that means that that's basically right around the end of the first stint. So I'll try to squeeze it and try to do it a bit longer for one extra lap to maybe help it. And yeah, Jose, that's clutch on the back, like this. So that was the LMP2 leader, and now we have the hypercars. I don't really know how much fuel I have to save anyway. I don't think it's big lifting, and I did the drive-through, so some work should be done for me already. But I'm targeting 12. Ah, that's a track limit, okay. Well, I have different steering wheel, or like different wheelbase compared to Michi. It's similar. It's I have the Simucube 2 Pro, and Michi has the older version. I think he kind of needed to assemble it himself a bit, because it was still like several years ago where there were no big markets for high-end direct drive wheelbases. Thank you, Subzy. Well, it's not really last to first. It's a drive-through by necessity after Michi left me alone in the lead and Timotei crashed off. But well, let's see. Well, for sure I hope it's, well, back to first. If not last, at least 14th to first challenge. But still a very long race to go. Kyle, well, I have a clutch pedal, but I don't really use it much. I mean, I used it all the time before winning this beautiful Porsche wheel rim. But now it's just like hanging there on the left side of my feet. As a reserve, kind of. Nice to hear, Simon. Guess who crashed? Did Andonovski bin it? I see I gained a position, but I didn't see anyone in the barrier, so it must have been a quick escape. I mean, the clutch, like, it's not really worth it. Like, you can use auto clutch, even like all the competitions have auto clutch enabled. So it's rarely the case that the clutch is giving you any advantage. Sometimes when pitting and then leaving the garage, because some cars kind of have too long first gear and are tricky to launch from the pit box, and then you can gain quite a bit by precise clutch positioning. Not sure how it is in other sims. Just speaking for LMU and R-Factor 2 here. Well, you have you can map the clutch onto a button if you want for the lift and coasting, or you don't really need the foot pedal. In fact, I had the clutch on a button for quite some time. So let's see the Lamborghini top speed. Slowly falling behind. And to be honest, all the hypercars kind of have similar top speed. Like 334, 335 in the end of that long straight. I think Lamborghini just takes a bit longer to get there. Yeah, the French power, of course. Alex, I just realized now, I missed the message. I was wondering at some point why I'm talking to you if you're in the race, but tough luck there. Yeah, several people had the game crash. The old Peugeot is for sure slightly slower. Timothy talked to me before the race. He said the old Peugeot is actually competitive here, but well, it might be competitive, but I didn't really enjoy it. Just the traction is insane, but in the corners it's lazy. Anyway, I hope the chat is less obstructive now, and I hope that it's actually working and just staying on for 30 seconds. But probably the contrast is still quite bad. Joao, new FSR not announced yet. What exactly you mean by HRC? What is he doing? I got very confused by that. Anyway. Oh, Marius crashed. I hope that's not server malfunctioning. Anyway, already in P11. HR, yeah, HRSC. Yeah, well, I'm already signed up for the next season, and we'll be doing. I'll be missing the first round, unfortunately. But yeah, the historic road. Wait, what's it called? HRSC. It's gonna be called Carrera Mundial, and it will be a 5-race series with the 1954 sports car mod, which is like a very, very good mod. For sure more realistic grip-wise than the way too grippy Trans M cars that we've raced before. And we will do Longford, Le Mans, Spa, Monaco, like all the historic content. There will be Dundrod and one more, I think. Is it Monza or I'm not sure. But we have four people from Broad Rafa team. And we have so many holes in the calendars that we'll just be like filling the car just about with 1 or 2 people for each race, because it's kind of endurance series, 3 to 6 hour races. Wide, but I don't dare turn in more because the rear loves to crash. Well, first snap and then crash. So how's the fuel situation? Can easily do 6 more. The target is working well. Is this a legit move? I guess it is. Like, it's a flat out king, but it's not easy flat out, so if you're far enough alongside, on the inside, you can easily gain a nice advantage. But well, he cooperated with me and gave me the way. If he was aggressive, we could have easily had a contact, so... Anyway, P9. 27 seconds off. The contrast is... Ah, yeah, right, because... Yeah. With the McLaren 720 there is no real, no real pillar on the left side. Because the windshield is so huge. And I don't use TC override button. I never liked it. It only really worked, I think, with the old GT3 cars on RF2. I remember over some curbs, because the TC was kicking in at Virginia, I think, like exit of Sector 1, flat out over some of those curbs, and then TC was kicking, but if you press TC override you instantly gained a 10th. But that was about the only time when I really gained anything. Oh, this is so bright. I hope the stream settings are staying like they were before, and you can actually see something while driving towards the sun. And I'm not going to repair the car, like there is no repairs. I don't know, like I had a bump from the rear from Timotei at the start, but I don't think, like, I didn't really receive any damage. That car is dead. I don't want to risk that much, but it felt like he was going to stay on the left.
LMP on fire.
Yeah, I enjoyed a bit of barbecue there already. I'm losing time to the leaders, that's not great. Well, the traffic has not been great. Did I just imagine it, or did that Ferrari like swerve a bit into me? Well, rain will flip, but maybe there is no rain. Also, that gap is a bit weird. Not sure if I can fully trust it. Ah, Neil is gone. Yeah, maybe... How many laps have we done? 7. Potential strategies to box now already, and then do 3 full tanks till the end. I started some strategy talk before, but I never finished it. Ooh, rain.
Ah, rain.
Nice.
Follow.
Well, there we go. The strategy talk turned on its head. It's basically 3 stints and a half. But well, if Neil boxed now, he messed up. Well, now the fun begins. But that's quite early. That's very early rain. Because the middle setting, like the 50% setting, I mean it's named 50%, but it's actually like second quarter of the race. That setting was set to rain. Maybe just the transition is very long. Gilles Neil is out. Unlucky. And there is a Peugeot. That's Andonovski. Andonovski spun.
Again?
Yeah, he's behind me now.
Didn't think the rain get him out of the way that quickly, but... not out of the way, out of rhythm.
Yeah. It's a cut? It's not a cut, okay. I lifted enough. It's gonna take quite some time for this rain to have any effect. Yeah, I saw there being some bad thoughts aimed towards Andonovski. I will have to watch the replay later. Is that a move? No, that's not a move. There is something about that second chicane. My Peugeot just hates it. There is absolutely no grip. It rotates well, but just because the rear is not gripping. Now let's see how much pace Andonovski has there. I'm having a lot of traffic. Thank you. 3 wide into Indianapolis. Why would you do that? 2 hours until the end of the race. Yeah, well, I really wished for a proper esports race, kind of, as well. But, well, when you say proper esports races, like I've seen proper esports races with huge prize pool ending up in 10-car collision before Monza turn 1, so proper esports is a tricky term. I guess it's already kind of damp. Yeah, I should perhaps adjust my fuel and tires. Here we have Mr. Jeroen. Thank you. I was scared to stay behind him because then Timothée would likely have a go at me. Anyway, pit menu set. Wiper is on this button, alright. Okay, well, do I think I could run for FSR presidency? I don't know. I mean, I sure could, but that's probably not a good idea. Like, if Le Mans Virtual gets announced, then I'm suddenly instantly out of it. But let's see, I can maybe help Cameron more than before. I tried Rennsport. Well, basically it's just RF2 from 5 years ago. With worse UI. And that's all that I can say. About turn 1, I really don't know what exactly happened there. I'm still thinking of it. I went kind of safe. I tried to defend the inside, just in case. But Andonovski for sure had a huge run on me, like great acceleration. And I tried to defend, but it just ended up wrongly. As we descend into darkness, my FPS are crying a little bit, but it's still drivable. Well, Daniele, we have a whole lot of fast people, kind of. Here we have Timotei going for it again. Don't feel like it's my job currently to defend like crazy against him. Oh, hi, Daniel. Yes, it's not a bug. They have announced that there will be no driver rating awarded for this race because they are testing stuff like the big grid, and they expected a bit of instability, so they just turned off the ratings. A bit annoyed by Andonovski. He's very fast in some places on track, but then elsewhere he struggles a bit, and now I have to stay behind. No worries, Daniel. Victor, well, several things happened to him. First, he spun out of first chicane in lap 1, and then after that, I don't know. Supposedly several separate incidents. Timo. Soon need the wiper. The lighting effects is amazing. Yeah, it's interesting because my details are like the what's it called? Forgot the word. And reflection. Well, the environment and the car reflections, those are all on the lowest possible.
So I spun.
Uh-oh. Damage?
Came to a hold in front of the barrier like 20 centimeters.
Okay. Maybe the wiper is good. Maybe some more TC. Where is the... Ah, this one, yes. Well, for now I think the slicks are still faster. The rain is still drizzling, so... Like, while the track is damp, it usually means that it's still softs territory or slicks. If I started on softs, I would be quite good now. Slightly wet. That means that probably we should box. Track doesn't really look that wet. But for sure, the pace doesn't exist anymore. And now Timo is going through. Okay. Let's see how much fuel I have saved. The FPS 89, 90. Not overly great. All right. Let's see how this goes. P1 stayed out on slicks. Oof. Whoever did this track limits needs to be on medical therapy. Yeah, I don't know. Did he get a cut for the pit entry or what? About ARBs, it could be a good call. Although the Peugeot, I have 2 and 1, so front 2, rear 1, and I'm not sure about detaching them. I don't feel confident just detaching the rear. The last time I did that in a race, I instantly went off with the lockup. But let's see how the balance is on the wets. If it's too undrivable, I might just detach it. Moonshine. I'm afraid it's just plain old water.
Okay, night in the rain is a challenge, man.
Especially for my GPU and CPU.
Oh yeah.
It's not really rainy, like it doesn't look, the road doesn't look wet.
But it's slippery AF.
Yeah, it's slippery, but it doesn't look wet.
Agreed.
I know that in the update notes there was something about adjusting track look. Maybe they have overdone it. Although, to be honest, okay, now suddenly it's a lot more spray. In real life it was not that spray-y at the actual 24 hours of Le Mans, and they were all on the wets.
Yeah, something's wrong with that texture because we see spray from other cars.
Yeah. One thing that I have to do, and I forgot, is adjust brake bias. What is this yellow flag for? Okay, it's gone. Good.
Has your FFB changed?
It felt a bit lighter some 2 laps ago.
Yeah. I had the same issue. I felt like after the spin I had no front whatsoever anymore. Track is wet in the meanwhile.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ooh, the battery. Look, the warning. The warning is telling me to burn off a bit of battery and use a higher motor map on average through the lap. Now I can leave the track with all 4 wheels, and because we are going so slow, I get not even a calculation. I thought for a moment, what is that red thing on the steering wheel? Is this tires heating up? But why is it telling me that tires are hot? Which I have enabled like in the corners of the LCD. But it's wet. And then I realized, oh, the battery. If it went 2% higher on the battery, it would start flashing bright red. The balance is good though. I kind of like this. I will not change the ARBs. Yellow flag? Well, it was just momentary.
Scared with the brake bias after dying.
Peugeot brakes are so good. No lockups, no anything. Ah, we are P5 now. Okay. And that's already going to be the podium battle, but P1 is doing a tremendous job in P1. I think they enabled some driving aids for this weekly. No? I think they did. I think I remember it from the schedule, from the online, well, from the Discord, from online status. Thought of getting me a cut, but yeah, I was just going so slow. It's getting properly wet though. old Peugeot is enjoying these conditions quite a bit. Copy, Alex, that's extremely important situation or information, and I will surely be able to now adjust my strategy according to that. I think on that questionnaire song like a week or two ago there was something about importance of implementation a real weather system, no? Or maybe I remembered it wrongly. Oh well, I wasn't rich enough to afford anything that I have here. I was lucky to be in the correct team with correct teammates that had businesses that dealt with sim equipment. And I was lucky to win some stuff, and then I was silly that I still spent half of my net worth to further update my sim rig. But it was worth it in the end, for me. That's Ferrari is not falling behind. Oh, they're getting side by side into Indianapolis King. Oh dear. He backed out. About 3 screens? Well, easiest answer, I don't have enough frame rate at the moment, even with ultra wide. I have RTX 3080 and i5 12600K, which is not top of the top, but it still should support 1080p ultra wide on 144 Hz with consistent 144 frame rate, but it doesn't, and triples would just eat my resources, double that. Ooh, where is this Ferrari coming from? Oh dear. Suddenly our big red blob turned from the right side. "40 inches is nothing." Nice wiggle from Ferrari. I would like 500 Hz and 90 inches. Should I be braking because it's yellow? Ah, okay. We are safe. Aliens among us, well, copy. Let me concentrate on the chicane. I think that Ferrari had a trust issue now. He has trust issue into himself. He was fast, but then suddenly he did some mistakes and now he's slow. He let me go. TC almost let me go as well. Hello TC, why didn't you activate? Time to put it to max. Oh, that's Timo. That's me. Timo just stopped there in the gravel. Is he moving? Or is he retiring? Feels like he called it a day or a night. Too wet for him.
Did Andonovski die?
Outbreak himself and decided it was enough.
I see.
Oh, now the TC is kicking in like crazy. Still can get a wiggle, but a lot more safe. Almost as if
Man,
the
it
old
looks
Peugeot wasn't
completely
good.
dry. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Should have added a bit of rear wing. Not sure how long it takes in the pit stop. I've taken too much fuel. Oops. So I have virtual energy for 9 laps. No, I have fuel for 9 laps, but virtual energy for 8.8. Oh, your game crashed there. Well, still 1 hour and a half for my game to crash or to not crash. Simon, I'm not racing with the Porsche because I didn't quite like it last time. And also, I really wanted to drive the Peugeot a bit more. I've driven the Porsche quite a lot in the past. That car is gonna crash. Not it to me, please. Thank you. I like how the Peugeot handles. Maybe it lacks a bit of acceleration in the dry, but it's good on the straights, it feels good on the brakes. It doesn't lock up like the LMDH cars, including Porsche. While I seem to be gaining a bit on P1. 23 seconds to go. Almichi is gaining on me still. That Porsche was not going straight either. Yeah, well, I hope I'm catching P1. The gap was kind of consistent at 27-ish seconds for quite a long time, but well, I need to start catching him if I want to have any chance. The TC is a bit unbalanced, like out of slow corners it doesn't do enough, but then suddenly it starts to cut way too much. Good dive, but it's never a good idea to dive there. It's always a big dive and big risk, it's never a clean move. I think in these conditions really like you cannot push the car. If you're battling against TC, you're already losing the lap time. It's kind of similar to how RF2 was, despite quite a different tire model. Just need to stay within the grip that the tire offers, cannot push beyond it. DLSS, yeah. It's a bit painful when I'm watching for tutorials of how to make input lag better or FPS higher, and their list of biggest games that offer support for all this latest software technology. And in some of those lists there is iRacing. But there is no R Factor, there is no Le Mans Ultimate. Oh well. And these games would be really benefiting from all that stuff. I think I need to move the brake bias further behind. I'm understeering into hairpins. I'm not sure about going to the 24 hours of Le Mans. It's quite far away. There are so many things that will be going on in my life that it's gonna be difficult to give that many days of time to it. Except if it has something to do with my job, but let's see.
Very wet.
You say that as I'm drifting sideways into Porsche curves. But this is really like, this is great conditions, like this is completely different sim racing than all other types of sim racing or different sims. Because elsewhere you kind of, well, you have, I mean, okay, wet physics is still a lot, like, still a lot to be desired in LMU, but still the conditions are just so low grip and so changing that you really just have way too much risk to take to get all the pace. You just need to underdrive a lot and just feel for the car. Just do stable lines like they do in real life. I mean, I did one race, one endurance race, 10 hours, with the GTP Cadillac in iRacing in the wet. But that one was solely about not locking up the front tires in the wet and about avoiding the puddles, and that's it. Like the balance didn't change that much, it felt like more of a grip multiplier plus aquaplaning. This is really difficult, like I'm forced to be ultra conservative. As soon as I carry a bit too much speed into some medium or high speed corner, the rear starts going. Well, ACC, I don't know, ACC is kind of alright in the wet. Like, ACC in the wet is how it should actually feel in the dry. Well, Dalibor, yes, I like that idea. Ooh, okay, okay. We have found a threshold brake bias. So it locked up in like late-ish braking zone, but then it was balanced in the end of the braking zone. So I would maybe put brake bias a bit more forward and then maybe put brake migration to the rear, but I don't want to touch brake migration. So I'll just use the one click of D-bias. P1 and P2 are doing such a great job. Really good pace. I don't want to go for that move. Can I add the last lap to the standings? I think I can, yes. It's just showing the fastest at the moment, right? Yeah, I remember now. I was figuring out what to put on and what not to put on, and I wanted to have the best lap for quali and practice sessions. But then there is no functionality that would kind of change it automatically for the race. So I would need to load like a race tiny pedal preset, and that's annoying. Is it drying up a bit? No, it's still very wet. I thought I saw some kind of a racing line, or like a drying line. Maybe pushed it too far on the brakes. Hotkey to switch presets. I have not come that far enough. I need to look into it, but maybe it's possible. I really don't appreciate how TC needs so much time to start ramping up. I don't know why that is so. They sleep on the cutter on max and it just doesn't cut before I'm already going 100 kph or so. A bit too hot into there, but it was kind of alright. So easy to overshoot the corner. And at the point where you would just turn in and make it in R factor 2. That point in LMU you cannot recover it anymore. What? He started going to the right. I don't understand. Anyway, no contact. Try to save a little bit of fuel so I can make 13 laps. Just need a little bit. Oh, Jeroen retired. Let's see how many people are still standing alive in the end. Battery level is fine, Daza. It's not a problem if it gets too low. The only difference that I would feel on zero battery would be if there was some corner where I would be flat out with significant input on the steering and going above 190 kph. Because that's the moment where the hybrid activates. So if I needed some more understeer at that point, I would need the fronts to start four-wheel drive. So I would need some battery for that, but at the moment I'm not really going that fast anywhere. So I cannot feel the difference, so it can be zero. It's not a problem. But maybe I'll put it to 80, because if I box with zero, that's gonna be a problem. Although actually, no, it's LMH, right? LMH cars can start with the engine, but LMDH cars needs to start on the battery out of the garage, or like out of the pit stop. I think it's like that. Yeah, Pujon exit or Ascari. Ascari exit is a great example of that. If you have hybrid activated there with high power, you just understeer off like crazy because the front are not turning but just trying to accelerate. It's a Ferrari of track. His car, he's a lap down, I think. Yeah, he is. Hi Domi, good evening, thank you. That curb is scary. It can sometimes just pull you into the apex. And the Belhassane has left. Fast people leaving. Anyway, how are we on the target? We still need a little bit more of fuel saving. 3.9 on the virtual energy. That windshield drops graphic is so annoying, like this side here. Like now it gets better, it dries off, but when you're driving behind somebody in the night, it just like it looks like as if it was dirty from some like dirt or something, not from the water. Rain is stopping. Oh, hi Arun. Well, I'm still 21 seconds off being a rain master. Bend steering wheel. Roughly. Yes. Looks like Ferrari is really liking these conditions, like Mitch is gaining in on me. He's just 8 seconds behind. Thank you. This is going to be interesting now. How long it's gonna take in the night for the track to get dry. Can already feel the grip because the rear is locking up. And the morning is coming. In 1 hour time it's gonna be full sun. hope the sun makes my FPS problems a bit smaller. So battery is now good, three laps to go on this pace. I think it's just the night graphics. Like now that it's daylight, it looks surely quite wet. Maybe it's just the nighttime reflections that make the road seem not reflecting. Oh, hi Dan. Yeah, well, I've seen hotter days. It's still 21 air temp and 8 degree track temp, which I cannot really explain physics-wise. Maybe the rain could make it 2-3 Celsius lower than the air temp, but not 13. But what do we do with the fuel now? Oh yeah, suddenly like it's looking wetter and wetter now. And in the night it looked completely dry. This needs to be addressed. Heinzi, hello, I don't have tiny pedal display on the steering wheel, this is SimHub. Well, to be honest, I could use SimHub overlays on my monitor as well, but well, tiny pedal is a bit easier. But yeah, all the LEDs and stuff like that is done through SimHub because it automatically detects this steering wheel and also these LED brows, these ones and this one. So it's kind of like programmed in and I just select it and adjust the profiles. Spray. Two more laps. Strategy will be really interesting. One full tank in the dry can make it like 42 minutes. With a little bit of wetness still on track and maybe doing 13 laps. It could be 46, 47 minutes, but we are far from that. I will need to just refuel a little bit and keep going on the wets, I think. And then I don't know what to do with the virtual energy. IndyCar is on. Ah, copy, copy. LED for no, I think the LED for the temp, like the temps are just so low that it's never activating. I just made it for dry driving. I cannot even see the curb with these reflections. Yeah, indeed, Joao. Well, now that it's getting a bit sunny, it's starting to go ultra bright, but I assume that's similar to how it is in real life. But I'm losing my brake markers in the reflections. P2 is actually the fastest car on track now. He's caught up with the leader. But let's see if they box now. Or if they have saved enough of the energy. Actually, I do need to lift and coast a bit more. Always in that chicane, I'm not happy to go through there flat out. Luckily, people are leaving space. Oh, they are both boxing. And I can do one extra lap. That's convenient.
Ah, I'm 0.1 laps short of the extra.
Yeah, I lifted just enough. What if this wetness just persists? I just need to full fill up. Cannot risk it. Hope the wets are still fast enough to keep going. Some RF2 tires in the past on the wet compound just had so much drag or something that we just needed to box and change the wet tires every stint because they were just degrading ultra fast for no reason. But I think it's not like that in LMU. Box for soft? I don't know. But yeah, I will... Yes, I will decrease the motor map a little bit now. about brake bias, I will just adjust it. Like at the moment I can kind of feel the brakes to be good on the limit, maybe slightly front locky or understeery, so I'll just keep like that and then I'll eventually keep putting clicks forward and forward. The track is just not drying up. Box, box, box. .33 energy. Maybe I could decrease the fuel ratio a bit, but anyway, I'll just leave it as it is. What if this is going to be the last stint now? If it keeps wet like this? Will maybe be worth just staying on the wets? What were the lap times? Like 20 seconds off, let's say. 90 plus, and then if we are doing 45 times 13, yeah, it's gonna be so difficult. I like how a car drives by and it splashes my windshield. It's gonna dry as the sun up, yeah. Oh, he parked it perpendicular. Yeah, probably there is no reason at all to do any big fuel saving at this point, because yeah, it's gonna be 35 Celsius air temp and full sun, and in those conditions, yeah, it will eventually be slicks. Looks like Michi underfueled a little bit. But it's time to find some grip limits and hope to stay on the correct side of them. But 18 seconds to P1. I'm not gaining the time as fast as I thought I would. Slightly too late, but I made the apex. The FPS, marginally better. Well, 150 on the sector 2 part of the track, but I'll check again on the start-finish straight if I remember. With Porsche or with Cadillac, that would have been now a huge lockup. But the Peugeot just allows me to start turning in as I'm braking. It feels so good. I always touch the throttle a little bit there, not to clip the curb too much, but then I completely miss it. (108 FPS. It's still not great, but it feels smoother than in the night. Did P1 and P2 exchange the positions? I cannot remember which MB was P1 before, but looks like P1 is now pulling away from P2. They did copy. This does not give me a cut, that's interesting. So I can just keep extending and gaining some traction. I keep seeing this message that Matteo Blotto left the race, but well, he's still P2. Still lacking a little bit of rotation in low speed. I could decrease the front ARB, but I'm not gonna do that now that I'm already kind of settled up on this car balance. Messages are only updated on the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. I keep being confused because I'm often see like old messages pop up again and again. That apex curb at Tertre Rouge is so aggressive, even when going slow in the wet. really wonder how that battle for the lead pans out. I'm a lap longer, so I will have to refuel 1 lap less, which is quite important at Le Mans. Not sure if it's gonna be soft or medium. Then hard to know how many laps it's gonna be. Although the tiny pedal plugin is showing me. Just don't know how to read it yet. I just need to look at the refuel number, I think. Yeah, Daniela, I agree. Well, RF2 and LMU, they have, the physics is there. They just need to, like, fine-tune it. But they never had time to do it. I mean, they just need to add the puddles and aquaplaning. Come on. And they need to return the, well, drying line. Because now the ambiental drying is prevailing. Finally clipped the apex correctly. And also, yeah, working wet line. Which they said it was already working in RF2, but we never felt it. Like a proper wet line where you had to go outside of the racing line for more grip. Maybe it was working, but the grip difference was not enough to warrant going offline. Hello, Pedro. Yeah, let's see. Let's see about the spray. I wish we had a working on track and or like online and offline wetness, like we had to, like we had in the
And
past.
it's not drying up at all.
Yeah, very slowly, but I mean it is drying, but yeah, just not
Yeah,
fast.
I'm not even sure if when I need to pit again whether it's already dry condition.
Yeah. It went to slightly wet now. So it's coming. Yeah, about softs versus mediums, that's a good question. I think it's always gonna be wet enough. Well, at the moment it's 23 Celsius. If it goes above 40, then I would think of mediums. Or maybe 30 or 35-ish. It's not gonna be many laps, so yeah, softs just sound better. Gained a second on the leader. I need more. Simon, yes, I'm changing motor map. Like it needs to go higher for the rain. I mean, in the end, for this track, I guess I could just always keep it like 100 kilowatts or 120, which would always make it empty it up. So I would never run into full battery regen issues. But issue is that I think in the dry I might be in the deploy mode, 4-wheel drive mode, out of some corners, and in that case it's better to have lower motor map so the fronts are not destroying the rotation while they are trying to deploy the power. So I'm kind of trying to keep the battery inflated, or like inflated, filled up just enough, like not to have it fully dead. And maybe I try back to 40 kilowatts now.
I'm having oil temp high on 50 rate.
What? Where is
I
the
have
oil
high
temp? I
120.
cannot see it, I cannot see it, I hide the UI or the HUD.
Good stuff. .7. Not gaining enough, still. A bit of a visible drying line is forming, I think.
Feels like TC is doing too much work. Now P2, I think the gap between P1, P2 and P, like the current gap between cars is wrong. The number on the right is correct, but the relative gaps are always going up and down. Well, Sub-Z, thankfully or unthankfully, the R is disabled for this weekly event. I don't know what this... I need to sum up both numbers, I think. 75 if I boxed now. It's drying up quickly. Is this the time? Probably have to risk it. $70. I'll just keep a bit more. Should I put mediums? Probably. Although, nah, let's keep softs. We are all boxing anyway.
This will be nuts.
Yep. Oof. Let's see. Tiny pedal better be correct. Otherwise you're being uninstalled. Ooh. What do we have here? We have a P2. Strategy. P1 is on softs, P3 is on mediums. Well, race on. Whew. Yeah, but this is severely broken, like how quickly it dried up. It was like one snap of the weather and suddenly it went from quite wet to fully dry. Time, yeah, maybe because of time multiplier, but still that feels like that shouldn't affect it. Well, if these minus numbers are correct, it means that when I end, I still have fuel remaining, so I think I nailed it. That is off. I felt like I was very much on the limit as well. That Porsche is gonna be painful. Have to kind of dive him, but I can't. Ah, he let me go, thank you. Suddenly a patch of wet track there. Scary. Ah, back into the cuts territory. Here it feels wet still. He parked it. I was getting ready for a switchback, but saw him stopping just in time. Third gear is so aggressive there. Need to keep fourth. Well, that's a cut, but I can take it. The softs are quite hot already, and they are only going to get hotter. So let's see if Blotto from P3 can come back later. Ah, that's a cut. Oh, that's of course a cut. Need to adjust on much stricter cuts in the dry conditions. The fuel is getting a bit more marginal, although I can increase the motor map. Purple S3, interesting. I can't believe that was purple S3. I think that's a bug. Oh. Well, that was not as dangerous as it seemed, because he was hidden behind the Ferrari head, so I didn't know exactly if he was gonna go back on track, but... Oh, I have the top speed, look at that. Well, but he has the downforce. He's going off. Illegal. Studio 397, this is bull. I will not finish the word. Well, next lap. He has huge downforce. Just doesn't have the mechanical grip or something. Yeah, maybe he adjusted the rear wing on the first pit stop, but then in the end he saw that if he adjusts again he's gonna lose P1, so he just kept the higher wing. He seems to be understeering a lot. The rear wing explains that. Track limit, okay. Decided draft battle. Yes, he's gonna outbrake me. Oh, he's not going to. That was a level-headed decision from him, because that would have ended in a big pinch or like a contact. But that's a P1. Now let's see if the strategy is correct. P3 is still on the mediums, which could be faster soon. Well, GG's for now, but again, let's see. Michi is not far behind either. Well, they have 4 seconds. Michi has been really fast, to be honest. He was like 15 or 20 seconds behind after my self-taken drive-through. He's boxing? What? Alright. It was purple S1, I got so surprised by seeing that grip difference. That means that the track is indeed completely dry, and then I turned in and expected different balance over that curb. Now I'm the Rainmaster, well, perhaps. Or maybe the Peugeot is a really fast car in the dry, and in the wet it can still kind of hold the pace despite others maybe having more of a rain-biased setups. I don't know. Let's see the big battle for P2. Almost makes me want to say that I want a big rear view or bigger rear view camera that would make me able to observe the battle, or at least some trackside TV screens. I mean, I will be able to watch Michi's onboard later. Oh, what was the exact prediction, Daza? I forgot what was exact. Slow down for the content. Engage reverse challenge. No, I'm not gonna do that. And Lincoln, at the moment, I really like it. I'm not fully sure where its strengths really are, because one time I took it for the Portimao fixed sprint race, and it was really slow on the fixed setup. Wait, did I have the Peugeot or the Lambo? I think I had the Peugeot. Against Porsches and Ferraris and Toyotas especially, it had no chance. But here at Le Mans, it seems to be good, but
How about your softs?
yeah, not too bad. Is Blotto picking up the pace?
Yeah. I could have had a run on him, but I couldn't get close enough.
Well, push, push, push then. Purple sector 1. Yeah, the softs are 100 Celsius plus on front left.
Yeah, I feel that too. In the Porsches, he's taken half a second out of me alone.
Okay. Right, that he got a drive-through for the cuts. I didn't even consider that. But maybe, yeah. Yeah, Danielle, I think I had the Peugeot with the default setup and it was horrendous. Kind of alright to drive, but super slow. But like it's strange because it's good in the straight line, it's good in the braking, but it's not bad in high speed. I think it's better than Porsche in high speed corners, so I don't really know what exact is the weakness of the car. But the biggest strength, or like the biggest positive thing of it, for me at least, is the braking. I can just trail brake so nicely with it, and I cannot do it with LMDH cars like Porsche or the Cadillac. Like this, I can keep some input going into the apex and I can really attack the brake initially, and it just doesn't lock up. And the Cadillac is just consistently locking up and it gives me no confidence at all. So 2 purple sectors, but the relative gap to P2 is not rising. Oh, that was PB of the race. Yeah, Blotto is fast. 3 more laps. A cut. It's just dried up so quickly, it's incredible. If I knew that, I would for sure take mediums, but I just thought that, well, maybe it's gonna just be wet all around for, well, until the end of the race, just a little bit on the edges of the track to cool down the tires a little bit. But 3 laps and it was absolutely bone dry. I mean, my Delta is happy still. Shame about that cut. But well, I have still spare room with the cuts. Yeah, lower the ride heights indeed, yeah. Thank you, Lincoln. Yeah, I was annoyed at the start when the Ferrari was so OP, and then they gave it like 50 kilos of BOP, and it was still fairly good. And then the Porsche was a bit too fast, but it was always Porsche versus Ferrari. But the Cadillac was never slow, it was just super difficult to drive, and then I tried to set it up, but I never really clicked with it. And now that I'm trying this Peugeot, there is just something really nice with it. Well, Lotto is not gaining anymore on me. Why is my mouse cursor on my screen? I don't think the game is unfocused. I think I have clicked on it. Okay, still 3.1 gap-ish. Well, 4.2. Depends on which column I look at. Ah, don't give me cuts for this. Even an orange cut. That's insane. Anyway, 2 more cut points. But I'm not planning on using them, of course. But I'm even gaining pace, like lap time on Michi now. And he was faster than me across most of the race. Which makes me think that the Ferrari has something going on in the wet. And then it cannot follow the Peugeot in the dry. I really wonder how the Andonovski's old 9X8 Peugeot would do. I think he would pull quite a gap in the wet, but at the moment he would be ultra slow and struggling for the grip. Yeah, fuel should be fine. Like the end, that one shows how much I will have when I cross the line. Or if, yeah, it calculates, also it accounts for where the leader is. But well, in this case I'm the leader, so it's easier to calculate. So for example, if I was in a slower class and the leader was going to do another lap and so on, the glasses, yeah. Well, I hope the size, the font is readable. the outside. So this will be the final lap, and yeah, for sure I have enough fuel and energy. 3.3 gap to P2. I think the grip is surely fading a bit. 2 laps ago it was very simple to get purple sectors, but now I turned into the Tertre Rouge and the front just didn't do anything. But well, I mean it's got 106 Celsius, so I cannot expect much grip. Yeah, Daniele, plan F.
Guess you're happy the race doesn't take any 2 more laps.
Oh yes. I mean it's not too bad on softs, but yeah, the grip is fading a bit.
Yeah, Blotto is certainly faster now. Probably it's just about balanced with the stint
maybe,
pace.
yeah. Indianapolis hairpin blessed me with some extra rotation, but my car couldn't handle it. Delta started cooperating. No. Well, it's P1. I didn't make the plan F work for
Congrats.
the chicane. Thank you,
Nice
Michi. Well, on the podium for you as well. Nice job.
Yes. Ah, shame
At
about the
anti-cut.
pit light that didn't want to go green because one guy decided to, I don't know, release
Yeah,
pit
but
limit.
that's not right. It has to be fixed. It's a bug.
Yeah, it has to be fixed. Huh? Well, as soon as the last car that was on the formation got past the pits, that's when we got the green. But that
Yeah,
was like 15
yeah.
seconds after the last GT that started normally came by.
There should be like a threshold upon which it goes green either way.
Yeah. Whatever hits first, yeah.
What a race! Well, thank you guys for the GGs. I failed plan F, Because of that silly anti-cut, I kept hitting that anti-cut for whole race. Like, I don't know, what is it? 51 Celsius track temp. Yeah, that's not good for softs. Softs are only there for like very, very cold. Let's maybe quickly check what happened at the start. Yeah, Joao, I really don't know. But look at that acceleration. Where is the... Okay. Like, initially I get better launch than Timotei. But then, yeah. So let's see what happened. Bonk. Timotei. Why? Why you do this? I mean, my line was completely acute and like fully on the defensive side in case bad stuff happens, so I rather overshoot here a little bit. But still, yeah, he rammed into me a little bit. But that was not the spin yet. He did the Carlos Sainz. Am I still in the correct scene? I am. That was poor Jules. This is... it's impossible to like expect this. You just... Like, what to do in such a situation? Like, if you have experience from that, you know that there's gonna be a switch back and then you will have to hit the brakes or you will hit the car ahead. And then there's like a concertina effect of crashes. Bonk. All these reactions are not best either. And then if I'm trying to find any other crashes, I'm just not gonna find anything. Tried to find Timotei. There is no way I found anything. Do I have timing? Oh, it's lagging. Lap 8, 3:55. There must have been a crash. I'll just check that one. Did he catch up with that Ferrari head? I wanted to find that 3 wide. Wait, what? Did he had to go and close a window or what? Or take the bread out of the oven? Or was he waiting for me to have some fun? Well, that's a strange decision. Maybe he thought he had way too crazy pace. I don't understand anyway. Unluckily, there is no DR today. But luckily we survived the race. Without any disconnections or game crashes. It's been a long day. Yesterday and today. At least today I finished the race. Without any engine barbecues. After big crashes. Yeah, server coped well, except for that big, well, exodus of 5 cars when the session went from a quality race. I think this camera died a little bit. It should be like this, but I was further beneath, so it might have looked worse. Well, in case Joao is still watching and is unhappy with the zoom, I can quickly try this. What? This zoom setting never went above 200, but now it's 218. It is kind of, I don't know. It could be like this. I don't know. Whatever. Thank you, Texas. Daz at the start it was 57. And there were 2 splits. So I don't know why it didn't put 62 in first server, but maybe it was like 57 times 2. Can you make it like before?
Have you looked at my lap 11?
I have not looked at your lap 11. Should I reload the replay? I kind of just want to close the stream and
Feel free. Like otherwise, like you won't believe what you see anyway.
okay, let me load it. Back to online button. I forget about it. Replays. Let's see if it breaks. It doesn't load replay. So Joao, do you prefer camera like this? I mean, I know you do. Nice job, Subsy. And Daza, I think they never tried that before. At least not in official testing. Maybe there was some beta testing done with big grids, but it was never never in the system. Is this this is hard to watch. Like this red color is blinding me, but it's loading nice. If I can make this camera, I mean it's the same camera, it's just like cut differently. I don't know. I'll play around with it a little bit. Simon, if you just did the weekly events, the DR has been disabled. Yeah, like it's... I could, but it's... Yeah, it's the same shot, like it's just mirrored, yeah. Cut closer and mirrored, so that I'm looking into the picture, which is supposedly more professional. Lap 1 Mulsan chicken. I will remember. Hello Tsari or Kari. So, well then, I guess the best simulation of WEC is well, just the GT3 cars and LMP2. I think there's like a Le Mans pack or like endurance pack that has like, I think Le Mans, Sebring, Spa, Monza potentially, and then all the GT3s and all the LMP2s. Luckily there is no proper hypercars. Or there is the Van Val, but it's not really... Like, it's more like a mod. Although it's developed by a real-life racing driver that likes RF2. but it's hard to get anywhere with that stock old tire model. Thank you, Simon. So it feels weird looking to the right and having arms. Potentially. Like I'm looking at the preview now while I'm watching for lap 11. This is Michi. Sun chicken. But yeah, I guess that's one of my worries. Like I have disconnected my arms and now they're just bare arms without anything, and then there's my face. And if I put it like this, it's kind of moving together, so yeah, maybe I can try finding a middle ground. Ooh, whoa, okay. So Michi, if you're still there, have you had full battery?
Nope, I just lost it on initial braking.
That's like Cadillac or Porsche, just that it's on the rear instead of front.
Yeah, I was so surprised. But watch where we end up.
At this point it still feels like a sure crash. Well, Michi, good job. I mean, you had good luck there, right?
I was more lucky than skillful this time, yeah. Like I left off the brakes and just slid towards it.
Yeah, that's like Monaco levels of being close to the walls. Lucky.
I wonder when my series of luck is like flipping away and I lose it in Eau Rouge or lose it elsewhere and finally crash.
It's LMU. I feel like a noob. Or actually not LMU, but we have crashed in RF2 lately as well, right? But that was traffic. That was not us.
That was not our fault, no. Apart from the like, I crashed in the practice in Eau Rouge as well. But well, I didn't crash. I actually just.
Practice. Practice is practice.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just searching for that little move. When did we box? But that's the last thing I'm gonna check. Well, what is the timing? The timing has disappeared. I don't want the standings, I want the timing. It's just gone. So this is already the battle for the lead. Ah, this is that illegal overtake. Give back the position, otherwise penalty. I was kind of pushing into him, although I don't know why he was in the middle of the road. Anyway, I just wanted to check. Ah, this was quite a correction. I don't know why I'm zigzagging so much on the steering wheel. I think it's kind of RF2 muscle memory, because in RF2 you do this and then it's straight already. But I straighten it and I figure out, well, it's not being corrected, so I correct it again. And then it's still not corrected. And then I just need to go full lock. And then I straighten again. That was kind of a lucky save, to be honest. Or maybe it was low speed enough that I survived. Anyway, on that note, thank you all for watching and for being here. For the chats, for some fun. Yeah, brown pants indeed. I want to see Jeroen for sure. I said it's the last thing to check, but I'm all in for another move with Antonowski. But if it crashes, I'm calling it a day. It didn't crash. I need to go forward, right? Ah. Well, there was a Porsche spinning around. Oh, I can go to standings and click on the driver? Oh, yes. So, lap 2 after Mulsanne. He's already ahead here. I don't see anything after Mulsanne. Maybe you meant lap 1? Ooh, okay, yeah.
Still alive?
Why? Timotei. I mean, Jeroen, if I was you, I would stay on full right, just in case, because, yeah, just in case. To avoid silly things from others. And there, silly things happened. But yeah, the wheels got locked together, right? I guess you're trying to steer right. I kind of bounced on the curb and he already bumped you here, so... that's... unfortunate. There we go. Now I understand that comment from Sebastian a bit better. Anyway, I'm out. Thank you guys. Thank you for the GGs. I hope you enjoyed it. It was nice back to win race. It could have been even better esports, but well, things happened. Anyway, see you some other day this week. Maybe I stream again the daily combos on Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's see. Well, have a good night. Bye bye, see you.